Hi, I'm Warren.
Hello, I'm Adam, and we work for the Sanguine Writing House, which is the UK's leading provider of online and in person strategy and mystery games.
Now, today we were going to be joined by Barry Fitzpatrick from Route 8037, but unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, Barry's not able to join us today. Don't worry, we will have him back shortly. So instead, what we're going to do, we're going to show you a video that we've been sent from the charity Ripple.
Yes, so Ripple is a charity that was set up by a lady called Alice Hendy, and that was in response to her brother tragically and very sadly taking his life at the end of November 2021. 2020. And Alice has put together this video to explain a little bit about her story and a little bit about what Ripple does as a suicide prevention charity, but also to raise awareness and to filter and stop people searching for harmful content online, as was the case with her brother. So we will play you the video, and if you've got any comments or questions, please still post those, and we'll be happy to answer those or to see what the discussion points are after the video.
Yeah, it will be good.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much indeed for coming along to join me this afternoon on my talk called Saving Lives Through Innovative Online Interception. I'm delighted to be talking today alongside some other fantastic speakers as part of Public Sector Insight Week, and I'm honoured you've chosen my session to join. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my charity, which is a suicide prevention charity called Ripple. I'm going to show you how it works and the impact that it has made to date. My name is Alice Hendy. I'm the CEO and founder of the suicide prevention charity Ripple. And today I'm going to be showing you not just what that technology is all about, but also share with you my deeply personal story behind Ripple has been. On the screen, you should now be able to see my PowerPoint presentation. Before I go into this in any more detail, I wanted to provide a quick trigger warning. I am going to be talking today about the topic of mental health, self-harm, and suicide. So please do make sure that you're looking after yourself whilst listening to my talk. And if you need to pause and take a breather, then please do so. So from the beginning, I lost my only sibling, my brother Josh, to suicide on the 25th of November 2020. That day will always be engraved in my memory. It's a day that I'll never forget, and it's a day that my life and my parents' lives changed forever. Josh struggled with his mental health in the past, but we never realised just how bad it was until we got the knock on the door from the police to tell us that they'd found him. I still struggle to come to terms with this, as do my parents. And my background in IT and cybersecurity enabled me to investigate what Josh was looking at on his phone, on his laptop, in the lead up to his death. And what I found horrified me. Not only was Josh looking at ways and means to go about ending his life, but he was even provided with tips, encouragement, and even pain scales for each method. It was Christmas Day of 2020, sat in my parents' living room, that I decided I had to use my skill set to stop this happening to families. And so it was that day that I came up with this idea of intercepting online searches relating to the topic of self-harm or suicide, and instead encouraging that person to get mental health support. Ripple was then born. Ripple is a browser extension. It is available to download on Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. And once downloaded, if a user then conducts a search relating to self-harm or suicide, Ripple will intercept that search, firstly with a filter of breathing exercises, followed by a very simple, uncluttered and calmly presented strategies, mental health services, and forums that they can access both now and in the longer term. It provides a message of hope. It interrupts that person's searching, and it encourages them to go to get support. So why is this such an issue? And why is Ripple so desperately needed to be downloaded everywhere? Some of the statistics that you can see on the screen at the moment just demonstrate that point. Searches for suicide methods have increased by 50% in the last 2 years. Searches for suicidal thoughts have increased by 23% in the last 2 years. And the big one for me is searches for suicide hotlines or helpline numbers have increased by 125% since January 2019. That to me says that people don't know where they can go to get support. My technology tells them exactly where they can go to get support and appears at a time when they are perhaps at their most vulnerable point and searching for this material on the internet. And all of this data has been gained by an organisation called SEMrush, who we commissioned last year. This is what the Ripple technology looks like. I will go through a demo with you in a bit more detail as we move further on throughout the talk this afternoon. But you can see on here there's a number of concepts and aspects on here that people can choose to select to gain help with their mental health, whether that be over the telephone, via text, via a web chat, or through online services and applications. So what can Ripple provide? Ripple is a charity, a registered charity in England and in Wales. What I have found since I was thrown into this world when my brother took his life is that there are some absolutely amazing charities, campaigners, and individuals out there who are all working day and night to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health and suicide. But never has there been a piece of technology that can actually make a tangible difference. And I believe that Ripple is it. There's a gap in the landscape here. We're on all social media platforms. We are absolutely trying to engage with a younger audience, but this really is a tool for everybody. We can provide meaningful data and analytics to include the number of times the technology has been downloaded, the number of harmful searches that have been conducted and intercepted, and the number of times somebody has interacted with the Ripple tool. That means somebody has conducted a harmful search online, Ripple has intercepted them, and they have then chosen to interact and select one of the mental health support options that feature on the technology. Our messaging is focused and consistent. I'm not a mental health professional. I work in IT and cybersecurity. I have a full-time day job. So what I've done is work collaboratively with over 70 mental health charities across the UK and globally. I've engaged with mental health professionals, clinicians, even professors in the field, as well as lived experience panels and extensive user testing on the general population. They have helped guide me into what's the right thing to do, what's the right aspects and concepts and services to include on the technology, and how I word what appears on the technology itself. We are fully GDPR compliant and privacy minded. With this in mind, what we cannot provide is specific data on who has searched for something harmful, what they've searched for, and where they are located. We have to abide by the laws and regulations that we are bound by, and therefore no personally identifiable information is captured from this technology whatsoever. It doesn't monitor, it doesn't track, it doesn't look at anything else other than those key words relating to self-harm or suicide. And we can also tailor what appears on the Ripple tool. If there was something that you wanted to provide above some of the other services that currently exist on the technology, then we can do that. And of course, the main area of what we can provide is hope and encouragement to get mental health support in the form of an additional layer of protection, a safety blanket, if you will, that we can put in place for your customers, clients, or staff. So who is Ripple aimed towards? I think really this is more of a case of who isn't Ripple aimed towards. This really is a universal tool. It caters to everybody. It's a free tool to download for parents, guardians, schools, colleges, universities, and charities. There is a subscription fee required from businesses only the ones really that can afford it. And the reason that we charge businesses for a subscription fee to sign up to Ripple is because we are a charity and we are desperately trying to raise enough funds to roll out Ripple not only onto laptops and computers at the moment, but also to expand the compatibility to reach mobiles and tablet devices. To do that, we need funding. So what are our objectives? Of course, the main objective for us is to reduce the number of people who self-harm or indeed who sadly go on to end their life. We're also looking to maximise the number of people, educational organisations, businesses, parents who proactively install Ripple. As I've just mentioned, one of our key goals is to expand Ripple to be compatible on mobile and tablet devices, which will enable us to reach a much higher audience. We're also going to be expanding Ripple globally. At the moment, Ripple is a UK-only tool, but by the end of Q1 2022, we will be launching in Australia, New Zealand, the US, Canada, and Ireland, followed by translated versions of Ripple into other locations across the world. We want to put a spotlight on some of the amazing mental health services that are available for people who might be struggling. We want to hold tech giants and social media companies to account. At the moment, some of the content that these organizations host on their platforms are unacceptable. They are not proactively monitored and removed. They wait for a report to be given to them. This needs to change. Some of the information that is available on these websites are actively encouraging and helping people to end their life, which is what happened to my brother. I'm also looking to raise awareness of Ripple through social media. Please follow us. We're on all the platforms. We'd love you to follow us on our journey. And finally, we're looking to reduce the stigma surrounding the topic of mental health and of suicide. There is a reason that I have called this charity Ripple Suicide Prevention, because we need to speak the word suicide. We can no longer shy away from this as a word and as a topic. I've had friends that I've known for over 25 years that since I've lost my brother, no longer know how to speak to me. They no longer know what to say. They tread on eggshells around me in fear that they might say the wrong thing. And so they don't say anything at all. That's probably the worst thing that you can do to somebody who's been bereaved by suicide. And so we need to reduce the stigma. We need to normalize this topic. This is my team that work behind the scenes on Ripple. Over 75% of the people that you can see on this screen have also lost somebody to suicide. Whether it be a mother, a father, brother like me, sister, auntie, uncle, son or daughter. They're all part of my club that no one wants to be in. And Ripple wouldn't exist without them. They all have full-time day jobs and they all volunteer their time free of charge to help create, manage and drive Ripple forward. This is a list of the charities that back Ripple, including the likes of Shout, Calm, Papyrus, Young Minds, and Grassroots. Here is a list of the businesses that we are currently engaged with. Some of these organisations that you can see on the screen have already deployed Ripple to their staff or to their colleagues, customers, clients. Some organisations are just starting the conversation with Ripple and are looking to get more information. Some of them have donated towards Ripple to help drive our ambitions forward. What we're looking to do here is to engage with as many organisations as we possibly can. The more times this tool is downloaded, the more people it will save. You never know what somebody might be thinking and how they might be feeling. Ripple is a simple safety blanket that you can put in place, which subtly intercepts their searches if it is relating to self-harm or suicide and encourages them to get some support. From an educational perspective, these are all of the organisations who are either engaged with Ripple currently or have already rolled out and deployed Ripple en masse across all of their computers for their student populations. Some of the most notable universities in particular here that have recently deployed Ripple include the University of Leicester, Portsmouth, Greenwich, Manchester, Winchester, Exeter, and we're also working with many, many more. This is a free tool for educational institutions to deploy. If you need help to deploy it, we have a team in place that can support. But once downloaded, it really is that additional layer of protection that you can put in place to show that not only are you putting your student well-being first, but actually you're supporting them when they're in crisis. From a media perspective, Ripple has been lucky enough to reach over 8.5 million people through various interviews, both locally and nationally. If you wanted to have a look and read about and learn about, and indeed watch, any of the interviews that we have conducted from Ripple, please visit our website, which is ripplesuicideprevention.com, and you'll be able to find all of the interviews present on there. So what impact has Ripple had since we launched? We deployed Ripple and made it available to download on the 10th of September 2021. That day was chosen very deliberately by me because that is World Suicide Prevention Day. And since that point, we've now had over 112,000 downloads of the Ripple tool. We've intercepted over 400 harmful internet searches relating to the topic of self-harm or suicide. We've won 8 awards in suicide prevention and innovation, and we're up for another 3 coming up. And we've saved 22 lives after they have told us that they've conducted a search relating to this topic. Ripple has intercepted them, and they have gone on to get support or speak to a loved one about how they're feeling. Those are the individuals that have actually told us themselves and let us know, either through our website, through emailing us, or via social media. At the beginning of this journey, I said that I just wanted to stop one other person from taking their life. So to save 22 people means the world to me, and stops any other sisters waking up and feeling how I feel every morning. But actually, I think that figure is wrong. I would say that 23 lives have been saved by Ripple, because I would include myself in that. As well as helping others, Ripple has given me a purpose. As an older sister who no longer has a brother and who misses him every day, it's allowed me a reason to get up in the morning and help other people who might be struggling and going through what my brother might be going through. This is our subscription model. It's based on the cost per employee, and it goes down according to how many employees that you have in terms of the cost. If we're dealing with a public sector organisation, for example, local authorities, integrated care bodies, fire and rescue, police, libraries, local and central government departments, and so on, there is an additional 50% discount on whatever the cost works out at, depending on the number of employees that you deploy Ripple to. We're also very, very happy to have a conversation around deploying Ripple for you if your IT department gets stuck. And we can also offer a tailored and bespoke Ripple tool at a one-off additional fee of £749. If you deploy this tool and it saves one person in your organisation from doing this, it would have been worth its weight in gold. Some of the businesses that we're speaking to at the moment, this costing model really is a drop in the ocean. Think about what these businesses are spending money on, and then think about the importance of this. Every single penny that is raised by Ripple goes back into our suicide prevention charity to enable us to do more, to develop the technology, to make it more intuitive, to expand it to reach more devices and platforms, to go out and deliver events and well-being sessions to people who might need it the most. For everybody else that isn't a business, the tool is free. Schools, colleges, universities, charities, parents, individuals, there is no cost associated with Ripple. We also have sponsorship options available. Splash, Ripple, and Wave. See what I did there? Depending on what sponsorship package you choose depends on the services that you are entitled to as an organisation. The costing is at the bottom, and it starts at £5,000 to £15,000 to £25,000. Why sponsor Ripple? And indeed, why share the word? Spread the word about Ripple and what it is we're trying to do. Male suicide is at its highest rate in 20 years. Every 90 minutes in the UK, a life is lost to suicide. Harmful internet use is found in 26% of deaths in under 20s. And 3/4 of suicides are male. You never know what somebody might be going through. I truly, truly believe that if something like Ripple had been found a year and a half ago, I would still have my brother here with me today. Although it's not about some of the corporate objectives, this is absolutely about saving lives and doing the right thing. From a business and a corporate perspective, this is an opportunity to promote yourselves as having a positive brand. It will enable you to reach a wider demographic and support your colleagues. It will provide brand differentiation, and it will align to your CSR, corporate social responsibilities. Please consider supporting Ripple in any way you can, whether it be mentioning this to your peers, contacting your local schools, colleges or universities, or indeed downloading Ripple yourself. So what next for us? We are looking to deploy Ripple on Firefox and Safari and Opera browsers. At the moment, this is a tool that is only available on Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge browsers. We are looking to deploy Ripple in some capacity on mobile and tablet devices. At the moment, Ripple is only compatible on computers and desktops, laptops. And we are looking to create a global presence and reach many, many more people around the world. These are our social media channels. Please support us. We'd love you to follow our journey and showcase where we get to. I'm now going to give you a short demo of Ripple in action so that you can see exactly how it works and indeed how to download it as well. So on Google at the moment, you can see at the top here, we've got a small icon. That is the Ripple icon logo. That tells you that Ripple has been downloaded. If you wanted to hide that logo and keep it really discreet, if you right click on it, you can actually hide it from the toolbar. What I'm doing now is typing in the word suicide. There are over 35,000 words, phrases, and questions associated with this topic of suicide and self-harm that have been built in and integrated into the back end of the technology. This is one of them. So if I search for the word suicide now, you will see that the Ripple tool comes up. You've got a short breathing exercise at the beginning, which has been statistically proven to help that person reset what it is they're thinking. And then the technology itself is presented. At the top, you've got a call to action to call the emergency services on 999. Lots of people say, why have we included that? Everybody knows 999, but not everybody understands that somebody who is conducting searches around ending their life warrants a call to the emergency services. You've then got a message of hope at the top, and you've got two tabs: talk to someone now and find continued support. The Talk to Someone Now tab has the resources that are available here and now, 24 hours a day for that person to utilize. Between the hours of 5 p.m. and midnight, another option appears at the bottom, which is the Calm web chat facility. It only appears in its opening hours. The Find Continued Support tab has a range of different resources that are available to manage your mental health on a more ongoing day-to-day basis. We've got the Hub of Hope, which when you put your postcode in, comes up with all of the local mental health services that are available within your vicinity. Below that, we've got the Stay Alive app by a Brighton-based charity called Grassroots. Their app is packed full of information, resources to help that person stay safe if they are having thoughts of suicide. We've then got a check-in tool by a company called Jacobs. You answer questions about how you're feeling, and at the end, it gives you tailored advice and guidance on how you can improve your situation. And finally, at the bottom, we have Click, an anonymous forum that's moderated 24 hours a day by mental health professionals to connect really with like-minded people that also be struggling. Every single component of this tool, from the rounded edges to the colours, to the wording, to the options that appear, has been based on evidence and research. We've worked collaboratively with mental health professionals, clinicians, lived experience panels, and charitable organisations in this field to make Ripple what it is today. If we wanted to save the content of what features on Ripple, this button here allows you to do that via the download button. If I wanted to come off of Ripple completely, I can do so. I'm now going to show you how you can download Ripple yourself as an individual if you wanted to install Ripple on an individual computer or machine, as an example, if you're a parent or a guardian and so on. Please simply visit www.ripplesuicideprevention.com/install. On there are 4 different videos for each browser, 2 of which are coming very soon and 2 of which are available now, Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. They are 60 seconds long. That 60 seconds it takes to download Ripple onto that machine might well just save a life. Thank you so much for listening to my story today and for hearing about how I've come up with the Ripple technology and the impact that it's having so far. I appreciate you choosing to hear me today. You can support me, my team of amazing volunteers, and my charity as we look to progress and save many, many more lives in memory of my brother Josh. Thank you so much for your time.
Wow. Just wow. To think that you could have that.
What an amazing organisation. Yeah.
Really, really is. And you say 60 seconds to watch a video, just to install it, to look after your children or whoever might be using your laptop or your desktop or anything. I wasn't even aware that was something.
Hey guys, so
we could
this
do.
is the tutorial that I
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I wasn't aware that was even out there.
I think that's something that needs to be shouted about. I think obviously a lot of great comments coming through there as well while we're watching that. And I think everybody found it really moving when she was talking about the motivation behind the charity and where it came from, and you can just hear that passion from her, can't you? Just
absolutely.
And the fact that it saved 22 people's lives already, 23 if she, including herself, probably more that haven't actually, registered that on the website. But what an amazing impact that has had.
Yeah, and I think the strength and determination that she's shown, in such tragic circumstances, and as kind of using that situation for good, is really, really inspiring. We've got a lot of questions coming through in regards to the app being traced and permissions, and so I think what we'll do is go back to Ian and Alice with those questions and see if I'm sure they will be happy to answer them for us. And then once I've got those questions answered, I'll just pop them into the feed on the video. And like I say, if you've got any kind of other questions, or even if you would like the PowerPoint presentation that Alice shared there, we've got that available, so we can send that out. So if you work for an organisation and you think, wow, this would be amazing, I can send you that PowerPoint and you can have a look in further detail. I know that was quite a triggering kind of video, and it is, very, very upsetting. But I think, as Alice said, we need to not shy away from the word suicide. We need to not shy away from topics around suicide and self-harm. The more that we talk about it, the more that we make it a normal conversation, the more that more lives will be saved. So yeah, I think that was really, really inspiring and really, really motivating for everybody to do more.
It was really, really was, and I say you've got to commend them on what they've achieved and what essentially what a simple but amazing tool that is. You know, and it is just that little pop up that could just stop somebody.
Yeah,
and it is, yeah. And there's any organisation, you know, or anybody having that on there, it'd just be amazing. Obviously, the more people know about it, the more we can get the message out there. You know, the more people that will get help.
Yeah, I think what's frightening is the amount of harmful content and the amount of topics that you can find through searching, you know, and the fact that people encourage it, and you know that there's kind of a how-to. It is frightening, you know, and what Ripple does is amazing. So yeah, I think, you know, apologies for the change of schedule today. Like I said, we were supposed to be having Barry, but we will be having Barry in the future. But I think that was very worthwhile, just sitting and listening to Alice telling a story and explaining what Ripple does. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your comments. It's been a very kind of thought-inspiring and amazing kind of video to watch.
It has. It's been overwhelming, really, with everything that they've done. But as I say, thank you for everybody for watching that. And I'm hoping that, you know, that has triggered things with people. And what we will do is, as I say, we will get Barry back in the coming weeks. I think next week we've got a gentleman called Steve Walker joining us, who has set up a mental health support group for solo parents. So again, we're really excited at speaking to him and seeing what he's got to say about his organisation. So yeah, thank you so much for everybody's comments and listening to us and listening to Alice's story. And we will catch you next week.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, everybody stay safe.
The Mindfield podcast has been presented by the Sanguine Writing House, the UK's leading provider of online mystery and strategy games, along with team training, mental health awareness, and mental health first aid courses. To find out more and to book your course or game, please visit tswh.co.uk.